It doesn't feel great for morale, though, does it?
I mean, of course it doesn't. You know, people are losing their jobs. And a lot of the people losing their jobs are not the people who are responsible for the fact that United have lost something like £300 million over the past 3 years. Now, if you look at why United are struggling financially, those people are not the people to blame, really. The problem has been the vast sums of money that have been spent in the transfer market. A lot of that money has been spent on players who have not delivered on the pitch. Also, the fact that the executives at United have made some decisions, some mistakes that have cost the club a lot of money. For instance, giving Erik ten Hag a new contract and then having to pay him off. Employing Dan Ashworth and then him leaving so quickly and having to be paid off. Again, these people who are losing their jobs are not responsible for that. And of course, when you're talking about United and finances, you have to talk about their ownership model. Being owned by the Glazer family has cost Manchester United well over £1 billion over the last 19 years. And I've said this again before, and I'll say it again. When the Glazers bought Manchester United, they borrowed £604 million. They loaded that debt onto the club. The club have paid £834 million in interest on that debt. And 19 years later, that debt has gone up to £731 million. 19 years ago, they borrowed £604 million. The debt is now £731 million, and £834 million has been paid out on interest. This is a club who were debt-free when the Glazers bought Manchester United. These figures are from the Swiss Ramble blog account.
Kaveh Solhekol, a renowned sports journalist, has shed light on the long-lasting financial impact of the Glazer family's ownership of Manchester United. Since purchasing the club in 2005, the Glazers have been a source of controversy due to their financial approach, which has resulted in significant debts and long-term financial issues for one of the world's most iconic football clubs. Solhekol points out that the Glazers' leveraged buyout (LBO) strategy, which involved borrowing large sums of money to fund the acquisition, has cost Manchester United over £1 billion in the past 19 years. When the Glazers first took control of Manchester United, they used a substantial amount of debt to finance the £790 million purchase of the club. Instead of using their wealth to directly fund the acquisition, they relied heavily on loans, saddling United with the responsibility of repaying these debts. The interest payments and the financial obligations resulting from this debt have strained the club's finances for years, diverting funds that could have been invested in team development, player acquisitions, and infrastructure improvements. This debt-laden ownership model has had lasting consequences for the club's competitiveness, both on and off the pitch. Manchester United, once a dominant force in world football, found itself struggling to compete with rival clubs that had more financially stable ownership structures. The club has had to spend considerable sums servicing debt, and while the Glazers have profited handsomely through dividends, Manchester United has faced challenges in reinvesting that money into player transfers or other critical areas that would help boost the team's performance. Solhekol suggests that the Glazers' ownership has led to the club becoming a cash cow for the family, while Manchester United has often been left with insufficient financial resources to compete with wealthier clubs. Despite the club's commercial success and global popularity, these financial burdens have prevented Manchester United from being able to reinvest effectively in their playing squad, training facilities, and infrastructure upgrades. As a result, the club's overall development has been hindered, and its performance on the pitch has fluctuated, leading to a period of stagnation. The Glazer strategy has drawn widespread criticism from Manchester United fans, who have long called for a change in ownership. Many supporters feel that the family's financial model has put short-term profits ahead of long-term success, undermining the club's potential. While Manchester United remains one of the richest and most successful football clubs globally, the financial decisions made under the Glazer stewardship have left a deep mark on the club's history.